Okay, so it's somewhat unfortunate that I'm having to resort to doing my reviews like this, but unfortunately my camera is malfunctioning and I'm not able to do my usual reviews. And plus I've been thinking about doing reviews like this from now on anyway, since it was pretty successful with my top 10 of 2008. Even though I know this sounds really grainy, it's pretty much because I'm using a $20 RCA digital voice recorder. I'm not directly, it's not a direct microphone to the computer. It's a handheld voice recorder that I use since I'm a journalism major and I use it for interviews. So I'm using that and the obviously horrible capabilities of Windows Movie Maker to pretty much do these slideshows. And it's essentially what I'm doing right now, at least until my camera gets fixed, or who knows, maybe I'll decide to pony up the cash and get a better editing system, and maybe I'll eventually be at the level that Fury of the Film Fan was, though that's highly unlikely. So this is another dual review. This is a review of, oh gosh, what did I see? I saw Dadgummit. You know they weren't very good when I can't even remember them. Oh yeah, My Bloody Valentine and Notorious. My first two films officially of 2009 that were officially made in the year 2009. They're my only two films I've seen from this current year so far. Okay, My Bloody Valentine. Oh my god. I hated this movie. I really did. First off, if you're going to make a horror film that's legitimate, you have to do a couple things. First off, if you're trying to make it legitimate, do not have every single horror movie cliche that you can think of. People falling down all over the place when they're running, you know, the stereotypical cliched twist ending. Just don't have all these cliches. If you are going to have these cliches, make fun of them. Be like Scream. Be like Feast. Be like Dead Alive. Be a funny horror movie that still has some legitimately good scares in it. If you want to be serious, innovate. Do something like what The Descent did or 28 Days Later did and legitimately make a good movie. This is not a legitimately good movie. If you've seen one horror movie, you've seen this movie. Alright? So don't even bother. If you've never seen a horror movie before, I don't know. I wouldn't even suggest it even if you haven't seen any horror movies, because it's just not entertaining. The 3D is terrible. The 3D glasses, they're shaded. So everything is darker than what it appears. Okay? Combined with the fact that the movie itself is already really, really dark, and it takes place mostly at night, you can hardly see anything that's going on. All the effects are mostly CGI, and it's in 3D, so, I mean, there's the obvious awkward sequences where the killer's just pointing the pickaxe at the screen for like 10, 15 seconds, going, ooh, look at this, it's pointing at you. Do you think you can reach out and touch it? No, I don't. I could not tell it was in 3D unless I was really paying attention. And I think 3D is a terrible, terrible, terrible gimmick anyway. It's a piss-poor technology. Maybe my gripes are with the 3D imagery and not the film itself, but overall, I can't give this more than 1.5 stars. It may be borderline 1 star, but I think that's just me saying that, me hating on 3D. Alright. Notorious. This is a biopic, and it's a pretty good one. I guess I'd say it's standard, a little bit above average in terms of the performances of everybody except for the guy who plays Tupac. The guy who plays Tupac is just a douchebag in this movie. I did not like his performance at all. Everyone else did a pretty good job. If you don't know, this is the biopic of the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, whatever. I'm not super into this type of music or his music particularly, but you know, it's a pretty good rise and fall story, And I'm sure it has a lot of impact for the people who really did love his music, because it did make me feel some emotion towards him. And it's pretty formulaic, and I guess that's just a central flaw with the film, is that it's formulaic. I mean, you've seen it before, and also it gets into the East Coast West Coast rivalry. And if you were big into Tupac, I mean, you know, the rivalry between them, and like I said, the guy who plays Tupac just portrays him as a douchebag, when, you know, there's a whole bunch of people that just completely idolize Tupac. So, you know, you may be offended by that. So overall, I'd give it 2.5 stars. It's a pretty good movie, and next week I'm excited for my reviews next week, because next week Frost Nixon is finally coming, Revolutionary Road is finally coming, The Wrestler, I'm really excited for that, that's finally coming, and Rachel Getting Married. All of those are coming to my theater this Friday. Also, Inkheart and Underworld come out that day too, so that's 6 movies, and, you know, that's at minimum $30. I'll probably end up spending $50+ at the movies over the next 2 weeks, so definitely look out for those reviews. Until next time, I'm the Great Bob Ross. See ya.